Hello guys, this is Ratu498 and this is a 1v1 commentary battle on Shogun 2 Total War. This is a second attempt of the request build that Pointman made. So I've got three bows at the front. I believe it's three warrior monk bows. I've got three samurai matchlocks. I've got four Yari Ashikari units and four lone sword units and a few cav. My opponent's build, he's also got three warrior bow monks, I believe. He's got a couple of cav, he's got some Yari Ashikari, and he's got a couple of fire bombers as well. So this is I did a few attempts at this, but this is a better example of this kind of build. The last one I don't think I was as aggressive, so I'm showing you this one now. One thing to notice, my opponent takes light cav. I've seen quite a few people do this. They use this just to try and get rid of your range advantage, so they can get their bows in against yours and you've got nothing to shoot back at them with. So it's quite important to watch out for that when people taking light cav. So it's my opponent's army. Basically, I believe the way that Pointman wants me to play this is to kind of get right into my opponent, make him come and attack me with my bows without camping. So it's a little tricky, realistically, because you look at it from the fact that if I have the range advantage, technically I would camp in a way, but I don't camp, so I'm not very used to playing with these kind of defensive builds at all. So it's kind of a new experience for me as well, which is good because you know you want to try and learn everything you can about a game. So playing with these kind of builds does teach you a lot. So as you can see, he's got his light cav. He pushed them forward to try and get rid of my bows, pulled them back, and he does that quite a lot. So I'm going to take position up in between these two hills, and that's where I'm going to be basically. It stops him from outflanking me in a way, so basically if he wants to come get me he'll have to push straight forward. I'll cav out on both flanks. They're just normal Yari cav. I believe one of them's got one experience on, other than that they're just standard Yari cav. So I've got a meat shield in front, I've got my three bows behind, I've then got three Yari Ashikari behind that. I've then got two matchlocks in one row, and then one matchlock behind. The matchlock behind is to just make sure that if I get cav charged, then I've got something shooting at the cav if I don't manage to get my spears into them. So he pushes forward with his bows, and then he kind of readjusts his position a little bit, and I push forward with all mine. As you can see, he's firing, but he's shooting on my meat shield, so waste of arrows really. My meat shield is cheap Ashikari unit. So I managed to get shots in on his actual bows. I select the fire option as well, so they're firing on his bows. I'm going to send a cav unit in. One from the back, one from the front, and they're going to be trying to go for his bows. But my rear one got held up a little bit on this. On his spear unit, but basically I'm going to try and get the range advantage. His bows have got a lot of experience on them, so I really need to get some kind of advantage. I reposition my bows up. As you can see here, I'm getting stuck on the back now with cav and stuff as well, so this cav unit's not going to be doing very much at all. It got held up, I didn't use it particularly well. But as you can see, just that one cav unit going in has disorientated his entire army. He's had to move spears in to deal with it. He had to run his swordmen back as well, just in case I came into the back of them, which probably would have made them rout away at that position. So he's had to pull away now. The whole time he's been doing that, I've got shots off him with my bows. So I lost two cav units, but it's given me quite a big advantage. As you can see now, he's sending some cav down to do what I just did. So I'm just going to pull my bows back behind my spears, and my matchlocks will fire, and my bows will get away. So he's going to have to pull back out with his cav now. As you can see, one of his cav units routing. They're just standard light cav. So I believe people pick them, they're fast, they can just quickly get in, try and get rid of a bow unit and get out again without too much trouble. So I move my bows back forward one more time. As you can see now, he's got 2 bow units left and they're quite depleted. So I stand a much better chance now winning the bow engagement. So now I'm going to push on forward. And basically, as soon as I've got his bows out of the way, I can just keep harassing him and harassing him and harassing him until he has to push his men forward. And when he pushes his men forward, it gives me the perfect opportunity to just put my bows behind, send some spears and stuff in, and shoot the hell out of him with my matchlocks. So I'm moving my spears up in front of my bows at the moment. And moving my bows back up. And my spears forward again. Basically, I want him to waste his arrows on my spear units, because he's only got a couple of light cav. My spear units really don't matter at all at the moment. And as you can see, he's just pulling further and further away. He's losing the bow engagement, and he doesn't want to keep getting outranged. But he hasn't really got too much of a choice about it. He's going to have to attack me soon. As soon as his other bow unit's gone, he's going to have to attack me. He hasn't got a choice. Besides that, he's going to run around all game. So, but as you can see, he's getting some pretty bad damage on his bow unit. So he hasn't got many bows left there either, so they're not going to be too effective. Also got Sake Peddler on, I think it's called that. He sent another cav unit forward to attack my bows, but they were already behind the spears, so... But I think he's getting a little bit desperate now, so he wanted to just try something to get rid of some of my bow units. But with my matchlocks behind as well, as soon as they come forward, they're just going to get shot up. So here's my matchlocks, which I've moved forward in front of everything now. So I've got my matchlocks in front, my spears behind them, and then my bows behind them. I've got one more matchlock unit in the rear, and then I've got my swords at the back. So my opponent's now going to move uphill a little bit. I believe he does this so he can get a better charge bonus as he comes into attack, because he knows he's going to have to attack now. So I can push myself forward, and I'm going to continue to push myself forward until I get into a better range of him. I stop here for a sec, just get a cheap shot off with a few of my bow units. And now I'm going to push right around him. So I'm going to be basically at the bottom of the hill. Yeah, and as you can see now, he's sending some sword units down. So you're forcing your opponent to have to attack, basically, because if he has to attack, he's going to come straight into your matchlocks, stuff like that. So it gives you a huge advantage getting the first shot off with your matchlocks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these 2 matchlock units out to the flank, and I'm going to let him, he's got a choice now, he can either attack the centre or he can attack the matchlocks. So he can't do both. So no matter what, I'm going to have some kind of advantage over him, whether it be attacking in the rear or something like that. So I pull my cav round from the flank, and they're going to come in poke, and then come in and poke again. And I move a couple of spear units forward, my bows are firing in, my matchlocks, as you can see, I pulled out of the flank, there's another matchlock unit in behind my bows. So basically, it's just holding them up and holding them up and holding them up as much as I can until I can get all my matchlocks shooting off. These samurai matchlocks are pretty good. They're even not bad in melee as well, I have to say. They've managed to hold some units up for quite a while. They have, so it's really not too bad at all. So I send my sword units forward now, and with other spears. I'm going to pull my bows back out there, they're getting a little bit too close to the battle. So I pull my bows back out. And I keep trying to pull my matchlocks out, but unfortunately they're kind of locked in there, so there's nothing I can really do about it. So there's the fire bombs going off. You can see this guy. He had 2 firebomb units, so they're just basically blowing up everything. I'm not sure if they're a very good move, especially in a melee blob, as it's going to be. Surely they're going to hit their own guys. So it can't be such a good idea. But he's let them spin around their head. But I've just charged in basically all my melee units, and I've got my fire units in behind. So I've got my matchlock units and my bow units all there. So they're just going to keep firing. I put one of my spear units into a spear wall, and I'm moving forward with them just on my left. Just because he's got a bow, he's got a couple of units over there, which could technically come down the hill still. So I wanted to hold him up a little bit better. So I just put him in a spear wall. So I've got my matchlocks now firing in again. My bows are all firing in again. My general's in there with the scare ability and all kinds of shit, just helping out. But as you can see now, this guy's being held up so much that, I mean, even his general's running forward now, he's just going to get shot the shit out of. There's not really a lot they can do about this now. He just gets shot up and then routes away. Just see your general. So, I mean, this kind of build is really, really effective. I don't know whether it's... I mean, I don't see anything particularly wrong with it. As long as you don't sit on a hill and camp with it, then I don't see anything particularly wrong with it. It's just it's a little bit advantageous. But it was a good game to my opponent. Thank you very much for playing. Hopefully that was a little bit more aggressive than the other one. So thank you very much for watching that, guys. Quick thing for you here. This is GameDecider.com. As you can see, the GameDecider.com's on there. Go and sign up and have some fun. Okay? Thank you very much, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.